Okay guys, we're back inside of Helldivers 2 and we have got access to the MD8 gas mines. They gave us access for these during the major order, which was almost a bit like a tease. We've got a video for you guys today to go over what you guys are thinking of these mines and what you've been actually utilizing them for. It seems like if you are wanting to play with them, this was pretty much the time to do it, as we're not going to complete the major order, but we're going to dive on into the game and see exactly what it is that we're looking at and how it's been reacted to. So if you haven't already, smash that beautiful blue thumbs up, subscribe with post notifications turned on, it'd be greatly appreciated, and make sure you check out our sponsor Instant Gaming, the platform where you can get your games a load cheaper. Right now PoE is going to be dirt cheap on there. It's an amazing game, and if you want to see an overview of it, then we've got a link for that one. We'd uploaded it late last night. It's definitely an amazing game to fill inside of the middle of when Helldivers is a little bit quieter. Link in the description to get it a little cheaper today. Now with that being said, let's dive on into the game. So to give you guys a quick overview, we're not going to spend too much time on this because the major order is pretty much redundant at this point, but we've got around 2 days 5 hours remaining, and we've got 24% liberation on S gear, with the Ballistica and the Mintora just sitting there at 0%. It's not likely that we're going to have this one done in 2 days, as we have got to essentially liberate 4 planets totaled across those 2 days. It's just not going to happen. So the gas mines have pretty much been wiped out of our inventory. Although we have had access to them up until this point, they have been quite a interesting venture, and you're going to see the gameplay in the background of what we actually use them for on the bugs, because primarily they're going to be a lot more helpful on the bugs than what they are on the bots. But overall, it's not a bad reception. It's actually kind of an interesting concept that these are probably one of the better mines that we've seen so far. They do have a specific purpose, and they're not going to be an overall usage for everything you want, but they are pretty helpful as an additional support stratagem. Unfortunately, it's probably not going to take over all of your normal stratagems, but as an additional at the moment, with it being the 5th stratagems, quote unquote, it's pretty damn cool. Now, quickly, just want to give a massive congratulations to Arrowhead Game Studios, who yesterday celebrated 9 years ago that Helldivers 1 first launched on Windows. This was insane. It's absolutely crazy to know that 9 years has passed and we're inside of Helldivers 2, enjoying the game for what it actually is, and I really appreciate them. I'm hoping that they do make a turnaround from where we're at the moment. It's going to be a bit of a dark time period for the rest of this year, but hopefully we get a bit of a pickup and it gets a little better soon. But happy anniversary all the same. But like we stated, right here was an Arsenal augmentation where High Command approved early limited deployment of the MD8 gas mines for operations in support of the current major order in order to ensure the fulfillment of our children's future chlorine needs. Now, unfortunately, it wasn't much of a support for the current major order. As I stated, we are failing them, but it seems that you guys did enjoy it. Giving myself a quick overview of what I thought of them before we get into your guys' opinions, it was a interesting time. They are very helpful for evading, but not really much more than that. You can confuse a vast amount of ads using these, and it does cover quite a large area. You can see via the gameplay in the background over this entire video that it is definitely going to be one of those stratagems that is very situational, although you can have a load of fun with it if you combine it with a load of other things. Unfortunately, that's going to be during the lower levels, as during the higher levels, this probably isn't going to be very helpful whatsoever. Starting off though, we have some of your opinions right here. This first one here states, the bugs after I throw my Tesla tower in the middle of the gas mines and they can't do anything about it anymore. Now, I never actually thought of combining the Tesla tower alongside the gas mines. It's genuinely quite an interesting concept. I seem to have seen quite a few people running like all of the mine builds, and that's crazy to say the least. That's a chaotic small area, but I think that the Tesla would work very well inside of it, and a lot of people didn't even think about it, but the gas doesn't damage the Tesla tower, or at least not very quickly either, so it's definitely a viable option, and people seem to be enjoying that one. This next one right here states, gas mines are shockingly good, probably the best mines we've got. I don't know how much I'll bring it as an individual stratagem, but they are pretty good. Maybe could use a little less cooldown or longer gas lingering. Now, I do think that the cooldown usage is going to be very low for this. It needs to be very low, although it's not, and it is a decent couple of minutes, you're not going to be able to utilize them as much as you want to. And because they are obviously a static stratagem, meaning that they stay in one location, if you are using it for a hive location and you've got like a big build-up of ads, you're not going to have much time to use it. Realistically, it's going to do its job and then be done, and you're not going to have much time to use it after that point. But I do think that it is a very helpful one, especially as a mine goes, as realistically a lot of the mines aren't even that great. This one seems to be a bit more top tier in comparison to what we're seeing. Next up right here though, somebody stated, yeah, I literally just tried them and they are easily the best of the mines. Someone states to put some fire in there, even if it's just a crisper, guarantee you'll have some more fun. And somebody then commented stating, my favorite thing right now is layering gas and fire mines on top of each other. Gas dates them and makes them zigzag all over the place into the fire mine field. Bonus points, it's Christmas themed. That is absolutely hilarious. And it does seem that a lot of people have been doing that. I've ran into it quite a few times in the last 24 hours, and it seems like it's a very, very effective usage. So it is kind of a shame that we're not going to be able to get hold of them after the major order fails, but it would have been a pretty cool one right here. It also states that gas mines are 10,000% an enemy deterrent. If you don't want to be followed, gas mines will do what all other mines won't. Now, yes, obviously it covers a vast field. If you're getting followed by some things, then it will obviously drop them down, spread it out all over, and then after that, they're going to get confused, hazed, and the likelihood is you're never going to see those ads again. So overall, quite a helpful use to be able to actually make a move away from people, and that's just kind of the way that these things are operating. It's more of a defensive mechanism rather than an offensive mechanism. Overall, it is quite good, but when we start talking about content and how it operates, I'm not too sure that it would have been really anything too spectacular, and you would have seen them very much after maybe the next week after we did obtain them. But unfortunately, it seems like these are going to be the new anti-tank mines, and we're going to be dodging these for maybe a few major orders yet, unless they just force it upon us and drop it anyway. But moving into your top comments right here, we've got some, well, interesting ones, including apparently a Cloud Plays drinking game, which I'm not too sure whether to take offense to it or just laugh, but it is a pretty amusing one to say the least, which actually, as I say that, it's kind of funny that I take a look through these statements. It states, Cloud Plays drinking game. Take a drink every time Cloud says. We've got loads to go through. Make it make sense. Cheeky, a bit of a weird one. Appreciate your faces. I'll see you in the clouds. Now let me know how many times you saw those in the comment sections. But apparently as well, you got to take a shot every time he mentions Twin Bid or B Vitamin, that he knows iron sights and that he loves the colour red. Well, I do love the colour red, but the other two weren't even mentioned in this video. So unfortunately, you're not going to be getting too dizzy off of this one, Helldiver. So get back into the Hell Pod. Pretty amazing. I did find that one quite funny, although it was probably insulting. I found it hilarious, so appreciate that one, definitely. Next up, this one here states, I think the mechs need the stratagem launches they had in the first game. Now, obviously, they have approached that one before, I believe, and they have spoke about it, and it's likely that they are going to be making a return at some stage. When that will be, we have no idea. They are making some changes to the mech, and we know that one for a full fact, as it was announced by the Arrowhead developers just a few days ago. So hopefully, the stratagem launcher will be something that they input into it rather than not making sure that they can kind of like go backwards. I think that makes no sense at all. If it was already in the first game, maybe they should have definitely put it in the second one, but anywho. This one right here states, a single stratagem is not content. New planets, biome, or enemies is content. And yeah, unfortunately, that is definitely the truth. And I think that the more we kind of run into the basis of a single stratagem being content, the worse off this game is going to get. We do need new content, new planets, new biomes, new enemies. That needs to come through at some stage or another. Like I said, hopefully it comes this year, although by the 8th of December right now, I'm not too hopeful that we're going to see anything until at least January, February time. Now, unfortunately, that's all we've got time for today. It's just a quick one to keep you updated. I've got to get back to Path of Exile 2, and we're going to have a load of content here on the channel for you guys. Hopefully, you do enjoy it. So thank you so much again for watching. Like, subscribe, appreciate your faces, and as always, I'll see you in the clouds.